Michael, do you use ChatGPT?
No, I've never used it.
No. What's your opinion on ChatGPT?
I don't really have one on it, to be honest. I don't know much about it other than you can talk to it. It's an AI that talks back to you.
Yeah.
And people use it to do their homework or to talk to people they don't want to talk to.
To do a lot, yeah.
I think that it could probably be quite a dangerous tool in the future as AI continues to evolve. It's interesting technology. It's only going to get stronger. I mean, there's nowhere else for it to go other than up.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to cause us problems in the future at some point.
And what's your opinion on AI photos and stuff?
Well, like those pictures you see of people that almost look real, but it's a machine.
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends on how you use them. Like I think with people who are using them to catfish others, I think that's ridiculous.
Okay, interesting you say that.
Why?
I'm going to show you some videos, and I'm actually quite shocked by what I've seen. I mean, I shouldn't be shocked because there's so much you can do out there with photo editing and things like that. But me personally, I find AI very, very scary. And I definitely think that we're being set up for something. I think all of this AI with ChatGPT, the photos that you're getting, the generating, even the editing apps, they're collecting so much just data and information on humans and creating things that don't exist that I fear for what this stuff can be or will be used for in the future, or what they're trying to do. It's not normal, in my opinion, and I find it all very scary.
Well, I mean, I don't understand a lot of people's concerns of it, because a lot of people that find it scary are very happy to put filters on their face or use fake.
Are you indirecting at me?
No, I'm not indirecting at you. Just in general, I see a lot of people fearful of AI and all this stuff, but people have been using things to alter how they look for a long time to the point that they distort how they even see themselves. Yeah. So those people, I'm like, I mean, kind of you're part of the problem, really.
I get it. Because as we all know, I edit my photos. However, I don't see the editing that I'm doing on my photos to the same extent as to what I'm about to show you.
It's probably what you're about to show me is like the evolution of it. It's probably the next level.
Yeah.
But these TikTok filters and Instagram filters, it was always going to go this way. Obviously, there's various avenues for which AI can be used destructively, and impersonating humans is never a good thing. No. And I've seen the ones where you literally think it's like Morgan Freeman speaking to you, but it's not. It's just some white dude.
Very scary, yeah. I mean, I don't like ChatGPT. I don't use it. There's certain AI things and filters that I just won't touch. Yeah, I edit my picture, but that's just me making my hair look a little bit thicker, or, you know what I mean? I'm not going to great lengths to completely change who I am.
Do you know what I think? I think people have been messing with filters for so long that they forget how they look in real life and will only look at themselves through a camera. And I think that and this is going to sound far-fetched, but I think it might get to a point where the AI knows the real us better than we know ourselves.
Do you know what? I completely agree with you 100%.
This is why I don't use filters, no matter how bad it looks.
I will speak from experience. I got so used to looking at this edited version of myself on my phone. It's like I believed that was me, forgetting, because I got used to the edited version of myself and that looked the same in every picture. It's like that was me and I'm not really who I am. And it's just all a big lie. And that's why I don't like it so much and I try not to do it as much. So I completely agree. And even I got to a point where I was editing my videos, my TikTok videos, and my dad said to me, this is where I realized I was going too far. He said to me, this video looks nothing like you. And that's when it hit me. I was like, okay, I need to stop. And that's when I stopped doing it with like videos and stuff.
There is one video in your not your Instagram, your TikTok.
Yeah.
And I was looking and I was like, that's not savvy.
So anyone can tell you over and over to leave a situation, but the reality is you're not going to leave until you feel ready to. And then maybe one day you'll wake up and realize you don't want to feel like this anymore, or this isn't it anymore. And then you'll finally leave. But the problem is that no one else can tell you. Only you will realise and do it when you're ready to. Completely doesn't look like me?
I mean, you just don't look... You look like... It looks like AI. Yeah. It looks like AI speaking. Mm-hmm. Like the skin is too perfect.
Yeah.
I was at a Korean place the other day and they had this screen, and the screen made your skin look smooth, like completely smooth. And I was like, I prefer like the blemishes and like the things that make us human. I was standing next to this girl that I met called Aoife, a really nice girl.
Yeah.
And she had freckles all over her face. And when I looked at her through the screen, we couldn't see the freckles at all.
Yeah.
And I said to her, you look better with your freckles. You don't, like, she didn't look human on the screen. I don't like these filters and what they've done to people.
Yeah. I mean, this is what I don't like about it as well, is that not a lot of people, there's some people who can tell, but not a lot of people can tell when a photo's been edited. I remember I did an episode here. I can't remember if you, when we was doing podcasts from the pub, can't remember if you was in this episode or not, but I was basically showing Ricardo how girls edit their pictures, and I was showing him pictures of girls. I was saying, is this one edited or not? And he was going, no. And those ones were the ones that were edited. And it's scary that people can't tell the difference. And then a lot of people are thinking, for example, girls are comparing themselves to other girls out there thinking, I don't look like that. Men might be comparing their partners or not want to commit to one girl because they see all these girls looking good without realizing no one actually looks like this in real life. And you can see who's got the edit and the filter on it and who hasn't. And correct, like you're saying, it's the makeup and the skin looks perfect. The hair's completely perfectly intact as well, and it's just, this is not how people are going out looking, so it's very detrimental to our society, I find.
Yeah, I know that people look for their best angle as well, and in some sense that's like the early stages of it, of like the deception where your certain angles, you'll take a picture because that's your best angle or whatever. But I don't think that's anywhere near as bad as where it is now. Like people look I met someone the other day, and in the picture that I saw when I was sent over like this contract, and I saw them on the app or whatever, I was like, oh, pretty girl. Then I met them in person. I was like, not that she wasn't like pretty, but I was like, it's not the same person. Like, it's crazy how it changed, how people. Yeah. You can take I noticed like some people that are a bit more overweight, they always take pictures like that. Yeah. Because it hides a double chin. That's deception as well.
Even gym girls do it though.
Gym girls do what?
Like they will angle a certain way, pose a certain way to make their body look a certain way. Like there was this girl who was my gym inspiration when I was growing up, and in her pictures her bum used to look massive and the angles, everything looked perfect. And then she had pictures of her on a clothing website wearing the trousers, and her bum looked completely different. It was a lot smaller. It was just not what it was looking like in these pictures. And I did feel a bit deceived. I was like, whoa, here's me sitting here thinking, why ain't my bum going like that? But really her bum ain't even like that. It was all the angles, the posing, the clothes you're wearing as well. It all merges into one, you know. But I completely, I agree with you 100%. I forgot what I was going to say.
I really got out of my way to try to not do those things in pictures. Like you've been on my Instagram, a lot of my videos are just dumb pictures of me doing dumb shit. So I tried, because I'll admit, when I got my hands on social media for the first time when I was really young, everyone does it. You try to like put your best foot forward. I was just like, they're gonna meet me eventually, and they might be thinking that I'm something that I'm not. So now I'm just like, if you go on my Instagram, there's just dumb pictures of me.
Yeah. I get it completely as a person who's guilty of doing it. My biggest fear always is I don't want to be a real life disappointment. So I will always tell people, if I spoke to anyone online, like I edit my pictures just so you know. And then if people always ask to see an unedited picture of me, I'll send Midnight Rubbish. I'll be like, this is what I really look like. Do you know what I mean?
Like you're on video.
Yeah, this is it. But it's, for me personally, I edit my pictures because I'll be honest, if I didn't edit it, I wouldn't ever upload.
Why?
Because of my insecurities and how I feel about myself. So the edited version of me, it makes me feel a bit more confident and just makes the picture look a bit nicer.
Doesn't it make you more, like, if you put a picture up on Instagram, or if you put a video up on TikTok and people see that and they're attracted to that, doesn't that make you more insecure that it's not you?
Absolutely. It makes things 10 times harder for me, and I've been so wrapped into it. It's hard to now pull myself out, especially when I am looking at what other people are seeing online of other people who aren't real. I'm like, well, no one's definitely going to look at me and think I'm pretty if they're seeing these edited versions of these other girls. It's making me look even worse, you know. And like I'm saying, that's my fear. I find I can't do online dating or anything like that because it's more pressure, because I know that I'm editing my pictures. But that's why I will always do a FaceTime beforehand, or like I said, send Midnight Rubbish or something where somebody's seen what I really look like, so that if I'm not what you're into or I'm not what you expected because my pictures are edited, then I'm not going to waste time.
But isn't it still wasting time if they've gone onto your profile, seen you, messaged you, and then you have to tell them? Isn't it easier to just...
Not necessarily, because... Sorry.
Isn't it just easier to just like put yourself up as normal? And if someone is attracted to that, then you know they're genuinely attracted to you.
Yeah, I would say not necessarily, because I've always asked people, for example, do you think I'm a catfish? And
most people are not going to tell
people, the truth. Well, it's the way people respond. Some people might just be like, no, or whatever.
I'll tell you what it is.
But
it's you're already pretty. So most people are going to, your edited pictures are not an accurate representation of you, but because you're already pretty, the guy might be like, oh, you know, like she doesn't look exactly like that, but she's still very pretty. If you were some fat ogre and you were doing that, I guarantee he'll rip into you. You get away with it because, if we're being 100% honest, you have pretty privilege. So there's certain things you'll be able to get away with when doing that, but still don't think you should do it. And it wastes both of your time.
Well, look, this is what I'm going to say to that. First of all, a lot of people who knew me did not know that my pictures were edited. Until I showed them the original and they saw the difference, they didn't know my pictures were edited, which means I can't look that different if people who know me was like, wow, I didn't know you edited it. So it's not like I'm looking like a completely different person. Like I said to you, I'm enhancing a couple of things. I'm not completely drastically changing how I look. I always ask you for your opinion. I always say, does this look like me? Does this look really edited? And if you're being honest with me, you don't always say no. And if it didn't look like me, you would say that's too much. I asked my sister, she says it looks overly edited. I won't upload it, you know. And I've had
you never listen to me. You show me a bunch of pictures, I'll be like, that's too edited, that's too much. I even choose one for you and you'll go the opposite direction. Whatever I choose, you do the opposite.
Yeah, but I asked you, does it look like me? And you said yeah.
Yeah,
unless you're lying to me.
You look like your edited pictures, but they're still edited, and I'm like, what is the point?
Everyone says this. Everyone says, oh, it just looks like you've got dressed up to go out, rather than how I look on an everyday basis. So I look a bit more done up, which I don't mind that, because you want to look different when you go out. But most people have said to me, I think you look better in person. They could be lying, but it seemed genuine when it got said. And when people do want to still keep seeing you after, you know that it can't be that bad. Otherwise, they would turn the opposite direction and say, see ya.
That's fine. But then it begs the question, what is the point?
Because it makes me feel better.
Why?
Like I said, otherwise I wouldn't upload pictures.
Well, okay, can you walk me through how, because maybe this might help some girls.
Yeah.
Walk me through what makes you feel better when you know that you've picked up the phone, you've taken a picture. Yeah. It's just a picture, it's not you. And then you put the phone down and you're just left with you. How are you feeling better about a digital version of you?
I'm not, but it just...
You said it makes you feel better.
It does make me feel better in person. It makes me feel worse because it's boosting the insecurities more, because I don't look how I would like to look, how I would prefer to look, how I do in the pictures. But it makes me feel better in uploading because I think I look better in that picture. And it might, I don't know, catch the attention of people who I want the attention of.
But then what if you catch the attention of somebody and then they are not interested in the real you, even if it hasn't happened yet? What if that happens? Wouldn't that hurt you more? Absolutely. So why put yourself in the line of fire? Because then I wouldn't upload at all if I didn't edit my pictures, and then it's either not going to happen because I'm not uploading pictures, or it's not going to happen because I'm a real life disappointment. So either way, it's still not going to happen.
That's why I'd rather meet someone organically, but through my experiences of online, it's never gone left to a point where someone's like, oh, you don't look like your pictures, don't want to talk to you. That hasn't happened to me.
So what is the reason? Like you said, it makes you feel better.
Yes.
Or why? What about you?
Because I think I look better in the pictures.
But you're on video every day.
Uh-huh.
And if this channel continues to grow in size, would you still continue editing your pictures when people see you every day?
Otherwise, I would have stopped by now. Because there's people who watch our YouTube channel who also see me on Instagram, who have added me on Instagram, so they're seeing the two.
I suppose I just don't understand that the mindset. It's like you acknowledge that it hurts you.
Yeah.
You're aware that you might meet somebody you really like, and then they might perceive as a catfish. You come on video all the time in 4K, so you can see pretty clearly, and it also hurts you. It's just like it seems like a vicious cycle that the only way to break that to me would be like just say fuck it. I'm going to upload pictures of myself, and in a year's time, it's going to be normal.
Okay, I get that. And I think for me, if I felt naturally pretty as a person in my normal form, I would do that. But I don't. Like, I don't even feel pretty on a normal day-to-day walk-in. So it's if I feel insecure going out on a normal day-to-day, I'm definitely not going to upload online. But the way I look at it is, for example, everyone knows what Paris Hilton looks like. She's in the public eye. But if Paris Hilton's doing a photo shoot or uploading a picture, she's still going to edit it. And it's just magazine covers and things. People, editing pictures has always been a thing. It's just, you're just sort of making something look a bit better than it originally was.
But we've always known it's a bad thing.
I guess, yeah. But at the same time, I'm not drastically changing it to where I look like a completely different person. If I'm fixing my hair, making my hair look a bit more sleek, what's wrong with that? You see what I'm saying? If I'm making...
You said that it makes you feel bad.
It does. But I'm trying to explain to you that my thought process behind doing it when uploading online. It makes me feel bad because I'm already an insecure person.
Yeah, no, what I'm trying to say is that this isn't a fix for you. It's like I'm going to do this little thing here to make me feel better temporarily, but long term, you're not actually doing anything to fix the problem.
Yeah, the solution would be to not edit my pictures.
No, that's the end goal. What would you do to get there?
I don't know. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it.
Well, if you don't feel confident in yourself, what are the things that people usually do to build their confidence?
Well, so for example, because I know what's going on in your head right now is probably gym is the main thing. Well, but the thing is that, I can go gym. I can get a body like Summer Rae. Is that going to make me feel more confident? Not necessarily, because that doesn't change my face or my hair.
But your confidence might shift elsewhere. You might stop being so critical of your face and your hair and start to appreciate the other parts of you.
No.
Well, you don't know until you do it.
I do know because I've done it before.
You got a body like Summer Rae?
Not a body like Summer Rae, but I got a body to the desired way that I wanted it.
Is that the body you would get now again?
I mean, I'd like to hope so.
I think that you should try doing other things.
I'm going to start going gym. I'm going to start working on my body. But I guarantee you, the way my body looks is not going to change how I feel about my face and my hair. It will help with confidence, absolutely. I won't feel as insecure in certain outfits and stuff. But it's not overall going to change how I feel. So, for example, cosmetic surgery. I don't like the idea of it. But if it's going to give me a bit of confidence, I will do it. Because you look good, you feel good. And you can get by in life if you feel confident. Whereas if I'm sitting there insecure and I'm too scared to talk to people, I'm not going to get far in life. I'm not going to find a husband if I'm insecure. I'm not going to enjoy myself going out with my friends if I'm insecure.
Yeah, but it's like putting a plaster on a cut. You're not actually fixing the problem. You're just pasting over it. That's never going to go away, and eventually it will manifest itself in ugly ways.
For example, if I do cosmetic things that make me look prettier, in my opinion, and I feel more confident, and I go gym and I get a better body and I get healthier, and I think I look better now, how is that sticking a plaster over it? How is that not fixing it? I've worked on my image. I'm not talking mindset here. I've worked on my image.
But mindset comes with it.
I get it, but I'm not insecure about my mindset. I'm fine with that.
But it's the mental warfare that you have of yourself and your pictures comes down to your mindset.
Okay, but maybe if I felt like I looked a bit better, I wouldn't be so insecure about pictures and editing.
This is what I think about, and specifically about women. I'm going to bring up 2 girls that I spoke to the other day as well. I think that you should do the things that matter the most first before you start thinking about things like cosmetic surgery. So, for example, I would say that if you lack confidence, I'm not talking about you specifically, just anyone. If you lack confidence in your image, then going to the gym and getting a routine should be the first thing you do. If you're thinking about doing cosmetic surgery, you're doing it wrong. You've got it backwards.
Not necessarily.
You've got 100% backwards. You don't start here. You start on the foundation.
I disagree.
You fix the foundation. You get a solid foundation. You're like, right, okay, I've sorted my body out and I've done it the natural way and the healthy way. Maybe you still don't like your breast or something. Maybe you don't like your face or whatever. And I would not encourage a girl to get plastic surgery unless it was like for medical reasons. But if you want to go ahead and do that after you've made, if you've done the work necessary and not skipped the line, I think, okay, do whatever you want. But if you're just jumping straight into cosmetic surgery, I don't think you're doing your mental state any favors. I think initially you're going to come out of that surgery, you're going to feel like, you've got the world at your feet. And then because you didn't fix your mentality going into that, you didn't do the work, getting up early mornings, late nights, working on yourself, you're going to revert and you're going to look at yourself and be like, I need to fix that. And you're going to go and pay for something else as well. This has been going on for years. This is not a new thing. Girls do this constantly because I'm not just picking on them, but you have to do the groundwork to reap the benefits at the end. That goes for anything. Instant gratification is a fast track to disasters. It has always been that way. And anyone that thinks that they're going to break the cycle is almost definitely wrong.
Okay.
It's the same with guys and steroids, right? You do the work. Obviously, there's guys that take steroids, but they have put in a solid foundation where you can be like, okay, let's say, for example, The Rock. He's like going on 60, but he looks insane. I don't believe he's natural. But even if he's not, The Rock has done the groundwork to get. You can't just look like The Rock.
Yeah, but I just don't think you can compare yourself to celebrities.
It's not even a celebrity. It can be anyone. It can be someone that is just physically fit, like our friend Jason. Right? He's got a good body. He's got a good solid foundation. But if he started on steroids when he was skinny and 90 pounds soaking wet, he skipped the line. You've already fucked up.
So, talking from my own experience, back in the day when I used to go gym, and I was looking a lot better body-wise, without pinpointing my insecurities on here, you know what they are. No matter how fit my body was looking, that did not change the way I felt about my insecurities, and I still felt the same. That did not make a difference.
It will 100% make a difference to other areas in your life, and then that's after you've done the groundwork, then you can be like, okay, this isn't something that I can change with my work. I can move on, because the problem is that you'll do that thing first. You'll find something else because you didn't do the work to begin with. And it's not just about getting a good body. It's about building your mindset and making your mindset strong. It teaches discipline. Going to a martial arts studio teaches discipline. Waking up early to go to the gym. It's not just about getting your ass out of bed. There's so many things. Like Jordan Peterson says, make your bed in the morning, right? Let that be the first thing that you do. And it's not to say that you I don't think he literally means like make your bed, but it's like have your shit in order before you go out and start doing like X, Y, and Z. You have to have A, B, and C done. The other thing I wanted to say was those 2 girls that I was talking to, 2 beautiful girls, right? Really nice girls. And we were talking about the way women are perceived in the media and how beauty standards change between women. And we're all kids of the 90s, so we grew up when it was like fat asses and then it evolved into like the BBL and all that, and it got more and more extreme. Now we're kind of, things have changed. I've noticed that really slim girls are like in right now. And
I haven't noticed that at all.
Yeah, like really, I mean, you just look at like Asian girls have become very popular online, like very, very popular.
I think that's probably your algorithm that's showing you that, because I don't see that online.
Korean media, for example, has blown up everywhere.
Because that's what you're looking at, though. I've not seen any of that.
Yeah, but like you might not be looking. Korean media has blown up everywhere. and they've got very slender girls. And like K-pop, their food, their music, their movies is everywhere now. It's blown up everywhere. And same with Japan and China. And their beauty standards are slightly different to ours. And their beauty standards have infiltrated the West. And slim girls they're on the up and up right now. And the reason I was talking about that is because they were talking about girls with fat asses. And they were saying how a lot of pressure is put on women. But I said to them, a lot of the pressure is caused by you guys. You guys put so much pressure on yourselves. It's very easy to blame men. It's very easy to blame the media.
Yeah, because it's what men go after.
No, I walk down the road and I see men with all sorts of women. I saw a guy the other day. He looked like he could have been in Hercules. He was with some fat girl. He looked happy. Like, guys will go for all sorts of things. Like, guys are not as picky with those sort of things. They're not as critical as girls are with themselves. Girls shit on themselves so much. There is a problem with the media, 100%, and the way they Photoshop girls and the way it affects other young girls. And there are guys, obviously, that say nasty things about women, but there's just as much women that say nasty shit about men and their appearance. And I was trying to explain to those girls that you guys are so critical of yourselves. You'll go online, you'll look at other girls, you'll be like, I don't look like her, and then you'll start shitting on yourself. It's like,
but the thing is that what's the first thing people always say is that, oh, you're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for the opposite gender because you want to look good for the opposite gender. So,
in terms of what?
Image.
But what are you doing? Are you going to the gym and working on yourself?
Like,
or are you
for example, if a girl is getting her lips done and wants bigger lips, people are usually going to say, oh, it's not for herself because she wants it. It's because she wants to look good for the opposite gender. Do you see what I'm saying? So I think pressure comes on to women and they compare themselves to other girls because of what the opposite gender is thinking about them.
Yeah, but that's BS as well, because I go to the gym often. Right, I go in there and I've done martial arts before, and I try to take care of myself. If someone's turned around to me and said you're doing it for the opposite gender, I'd say okay. Who gives a fuck what they think? You're really gonna sit there going, oh, they think I'm doing it for the opposite gender, and then start putting pressure on yourself. If you care too much what people think, that's the problem. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what anybody says behind the camera. I don't care what anybody says in either of our houses. Like, I go to the gym because I want to go to the gym. Obviously, I like to present well. It's nice when people compliment you. But for my own like mental state, like, I have to go to the gym. It keeps me in line. And I didn't practice martial arts to impress girls. I practiced martial arts because I had a fascination of it. If you started saying to me, you're doing it because I'm trying to impress woman X over there, I'm just going to say to you, cool. But if I say it to you, oh, Sabi, you went and got your lips done or whatever because you want to impress guy X over there, are you really going to like be like, oh, I feel pressure now?
What would I feel pressure for?
Exactly. What are you feeling pressure for?
No, but if there was a girl, like, for example, this guy that I really liked for a long time, he would always go for girls of a certain type of look, like a certain type of nose, certain type of lips, and just sort of face structure.
Someone else. And
I used to always think, wow, well, I don't look like that, so I'm never going to be good enough for him.
Yeah, for him, because everyone has their types. Everybody has a type. That's not to say that you're not beautiful in your own right. It's just that maybe not that guy doesn't like Turkish.
But that's where the pressure comes in, because maybe you might want a specific person and you can't have them.
Why would you want somebody that doesn't want you?
It's not to say, but this is the thing. It's not that he said he didn't want me. This was me looking at, say, what he was liking on Instagram and coming down to that conclusion myself.
Well, there you go. You proved my point. You put pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
He didn't even put the pressure on you. You put it on yourself.
Yeah.
And there's been girls that I've liked before, right? And they like the complete opposite to me. Like, different skin color, different hair, whatever. And I'm just like, okay, well, they're not into people that look like me. And that's it. Keep it moving. There's 7 billion people on the planet. I'm sure I'll find somebody that's similar in looks. It's not a big deal. You just keep it moving. Yeah.
I don't know.
I remain optimistic. Like, the thing is, I'm very sociable. I go and I meet so many people. I met this... not that I was like getting onto her, but I met this really nice girl the other day when I was working, and we just got to talking. It wasn't like there was no like sexual chemistry or anything, but she was so interesting to talk to. And then through that, I met her friends, I met her brother, and I met all these interesting people that, like, when I woke up in the morning, I didn't ever think that I was going to be talking to these people from Vietnam that, like, they were telling me all about their experiences and that, and then inviting me out there. You meet so many people. I'm not one of those people. I'm like, oh, person X didn't like me. That's it. It's the end of the fucking world. Like, there's other people out there. There's 7 billion people on the planet.
Yes, there's 7 billion people, and that 7 billion can be narrowed down very, very quick, Michael. I'm telling you now.
What does that mean?
There's 7 billion people. If you're looking at that finding a significant other, it gets narrowed down real quick.
Well, that's by choice. You choose to do that.
Not necessarily.
100%.
Not necessarily. If you have a certain type, okay, you like Asian girls. Yeah. Let's get rid of every other girl and then only focus on Asian girls. That's been narrowed down real quick.
There's a lot of Asian people.
There is, but there's not 7 billion.
Okay, there's 1 billion. There's 500. There's 500 million.
So that's still 6 billion gone.
You won't even.
That's been narrowed down.
Yeah, but obviously, like
you're so you know what, you frustrate me when I talk to you.
Why?
Because you're just so petty.
How am I being petty?
You are petty.
Explain.
You are. Because I've just said to you that could be narrowed down real quick, and then you're saying, oh yeah, that's by choice, blah blah whatever, and then I say to you, okay, let's narrow it down to just Asian girls because that's your type. You're like, yeah, there's still loads. I'm like, okay, but you've still gotten rid of 6 billion, which is the majority.
Yeah, there's 7 billion people on the planet.
Yeah,
but because I'm straight, there's 3.5 billion for me.
Okay.
Right? And then you narrow that down more because of family and age and disease and whatever, obviously. But to one person...
See what I'm saying? It gets narrowed down real quick. That's all I had to say. And you could have said, yeah, okay, Sabi, you're right.
Okay, what I would say to that is the narrowing down is insignificant because there's too many people for you to meet. So it doesn't matter that it's narrowed down.
Oh, drop me out. Drop me out.
Okay, hold on. Let me just explore this for a second. You're not going to meet all of these people, right? That number, that 1 billion. So it doesn't matter if you narrow 7 to 1. It doesn't matter to you.
But the point I'm trying to make is, yes, you could say there's 7 billion people in the world. There's plenty more fish in the sea. There's so many to choose from. But it gets narrowed down so quick. There's really not as many as you think to choose from.
That's why I disagree. I think there's an abundance to choose from. It's where you're looking. Okay. If there's 7 billion people on the planet, and let's narrow it down to 500 million.
Yeah.
You have an abundance of people.
Okay.
Now, in your day-to-day... there's going to be plenty of guys that find you attractive. You might not find them attractive, and that narrows it down, right? That's
correct.
By choice. And
it's not really by choice. It's your
preference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
which you can't help.
Fine, that's fine. You can't help it. Maybe you don't like a certain type of guy. That will narrow it down as well. And then it will be narrowed down by maybe they don't like you. But even with all of those,
you're really not left with much.
That's again why I disagree. You may narrow it down, but because there's so many people on the planet, because there are billions of people on the planet, you can narrow it down to 500,000 people that you're going to meet in your lifetime. That's still too many for one person. So that's what I'm saying. You're left with a lot.
So why is there single people in the world? Why do incels exist? There's 7 billion people in the world. Why do incels exist? Why do some people struggle to find a partner? And why are some people single? Because I remember early days, doing Midnight Rubbish, I said to you, I think there's someone out there for everyone. And you said, do you believe in that? And I said, yeah. And you said, I don't think so. But if there's 7 billion people in the world and each human can have a choice of 500,000 people, minimum or maximum, whatever, how can there not be someone out there for everyone? Go on.
The reason I said there's not somebody for everybody is because there are some people out there that are so reprehensible and disgusting that I genuinely don't think that they would be able to find love.
What do you mean by disgusting?
Pedophiles, rapists.
I'm not talking about people like that. I'm not talking about sick in the head people, criminals, things like that. No, but I was just... Well, you didn't mention that at the time.
I did because I put a picture up of Jeffrey Epstein. We spoke about it. You don't remember?
But Jeffrey Epstein had a wife, no?
I did. Yeah, he did.
So that's irrelevant.
No, he was a billionaire or whatever. He's an outlier. But what I'm saying is, I don't believe that there is someone for everyone because that's an absolutist term. I know it's nice to say, but there's probably going to be a couple of people on the planet that unfortunately go without ever experiencing love.
But
the fuck is
this?
That go without ever experiencing like genuine love from someone. Maybe they're not terrible. What the? This thing's got the entire pub to fly. Why? I had a shower. I don't even smell.
I can't believe the way you just flinched at a fly.
Because it went. That was close. That almost got my retina. Anyway, what I'm saying is there's like, I'm just going to use you as an example, okay?
No, don't use me.
I'm going to use you as an example. You're not going to struggle to meet men. You might struggle to pick one. You might get a lot of offers from people you don't like, right? That's not the same as you not getting offers at all. I'm going to also say that you make it more difficult for yourself because you're just nowhere to be seen. The other day I got a message from somebody from Midnight Rubbish saying, why can't I follow Sabi on Instagram? And I was like, I wonder why. So you make it hard for people to reach out to you. You do that to yourself. But most people...
But I don't want to meet someone online. How about that?
Then go outside. Do you do that?
Michael, we're not about to start hotting up my whole life online, but you know the reason why I'm not outside at the moment.
Just in general.
Listen to me.
Go on.
Okay. You started talking about me. Now you've made me lose my train of thought. Right. So what was we talking about before? Let's just rewind for a second. You were saying... what was you saying before you started hotting me up? Before the fly attacked you, you said something and I wanted to comment on that.
Yeah, you said that I said that there's not somebody for everyone.
Yeah.
And I said that, yeah, I do believe that, but I think that number is minuscule given the fact that there's so many people on the planet. The reason that there isn't someone for everyone is a lot of people don't put in the work. Like you said to me just now, why do these incels exist? You know why they exist.
No,
they go online, they hate women, they think they're owed something, they don't work on themselves.
Pause. Incels, struggle to get women, which is why they then get this hate for women because they can't get women. But I think that some of these men that are incels and think they can't get women because they don't look a certain way and they're not chads, this, that, and the other. 7 billion people in the world. There is a woman out there who will accept you for who you are. You don't have to be Prince Charming. You don't have to be the world's most good-looking man. So when I say there's someone out there for everyone, he could be, I don't know, not the best looking, but there will be a girl that will like him.
I agree.
And they're not giving it enough chance.
I agree with you. That's the problem. Because of their mindset, there was somebody for them, but in reality, because they decide to sit behind a computer and post on Reddit about women, that person's gone and they're going to die alone, whoever this person is. Some of them will crawl out of the dark and be like, do you know what? I need to go outside. I need to go to the gym and talk to girls. But the reality is some are going to sit there hating on women and they're not going to get one. Therefore, there was no one for them in the end. There might have been someone if they went outside. That door closed because of their mindsets. Okay.
We've digressed majorly. Would you like to see the video that I originally wanted to show you?
Was there a video?
There was a video. And this is to do with AI. So I'm quite shocked by this. There's a few. I'll show you them all. Using this filter to create some fresh profile pictures. So this is the picture she's taken of herself.
It's a kid.
No. This is what it's going to create.
Oh, that's barbaric.
From that one picture in the car, just not even her body. Yeah, a lot of people are doing it for their LinkedIn profiles now. Everyone can post a professional LinkedIn photo. I'm giving you the tip here. I wouldn't personally use it, but it's look. I tried the new LinkedIn headshot trend.
Oh my God.
It's not their bodies. It's not their picture. This has created a whole nother human that practically doesn't exist. Look at this guy. Letting AI make me some professional headshots.
This is crazy.
These photos do not exist. They were never taken.
Let me explain something, because there's going to be some...
Let me just show you the last one before you go on, sorry.
I'm going to show you guys how to do this viral LinkedIn headshot. And a lot of you guys thought that you have to pay for this, but I'm going to show you how to do it for free. So go onto Google and search up Remini. Go onto your app store and download it. So instead of paying the $17 a week, what you're going to do is enable the free trial and start that. And as long as you cancel before the 3 days, it looks like you can do as many photos as you want. Next, you're going to go to AI photos. Don't go to AI avatars. And then you can build out your whole profile. Next, you're going to upload all your selfies. So like obviously choose whatever selfies you have. Next, you can pick whatever model you want to replicate. One of my favorites was the pink business suit. And this full body one over here looked really professional. So I've trialed many different models and it doesn't seem like there's a limit to how many photos you can generate. So you can go ahead and change the model and generate more. Now you have a gallery of professional looking photos for your LinkedIn.
Look, I've used the AI filters before, but I used it when it was like the anime thing.
Yeah, you did it for your cartoon ones, yeah.
Yeah, I made some like anime pictures because I thought it was funny. Like me and my friends were like as like Greek gods and stuff and Egyptian gods, and I was like, oh, this is a bit of a joke, but people are using it on their LinkedIn profiles. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well,
if you showed up to a job and I look at your profile and I'm looking at an AI and then I look at you and it's not you, you're not even getting an interview.
Look. Everyone's going to know now when you see that pink suit, it's not that person.
Yeah.
Because there was just about 3 different people using that same pink suit.
That is ridiculous.
It's crazy, right? And this is my point. I find it very scary that this is now what the future is. And everyone's just getting shortcuts. You don't even have to get professional photos taken now. AI does it for you. You don't even have to write your own essays now. AI does it for you.
This is the beginning.
You don't even have to drive a car now anymore. You can have a robot driving you around. It's just, I believe there's no shortcuts in life. That's why I don't trust this stuff.
What do you mean you believe there's no shortcuts in life?
So there's no quick routes to anything. You know, when people want quick, easy money, there will be consequences for that quick, easy money because there's no real shortcut.
But you said that you don't like getting cosmetics is fine. That's a shortcut.
So if I got a nose job, that's a shortcut. Where's the shortcut? I can't physically work out and change my nose. I didn't
say specifically a nose job, but cosmetics in general.
If a girl got a boob job.
If she got liposuction, if she got a BBL.
Yeah, that stuff, yeah. But there will probably be consequences.
And a
stuff
boob job
goes wrong.
A boob job wouldn't be a shortcut, although it could fast track you to get things you might not have got because now you got big old titties. But it's definitely like it's not you. I don't know what else to say. Like, you can get it if you want, but it's not you. I mean, it is you because it's inside.
This is irrelevant, though.
I'm just saying, like you said, shortcuts. There are shortcuts in cosmetics.
Some.
Yeah.
But like I said, any shortcuts in life, I believe there's consequences.
Sometimes, like most of the time, yeah, I would say don't take the short road, take the long road. It's not, the payoff is usually better. You
see what you're doing right now. You're being petty again. I can't say anything without you nitpicking it apart and being petty.
You just want me to nod my head and smile?
No, but it's just unnecessary comments. It's just unnecessary.
What was unnecessary about that?
I'm like, oh, there's no shortcuts in life. You're like, well, what about cosmetic surgery? What about it, Michael?
But it's irrelevant. No, but Sabi, if you say something to me and there are shortcuts, because there are shortcuts in life, so there's a lot that you pay for later on, but there's some that you can actually shortcut.
Do you know what you do? It's like I say something.
You don't like being
challenged. And then you'll sit there and think, what can I pick apart from this sentence just to disagree with Sabi? It's like you don't want to agree with me.
We agree on plenty of things.
I disagree.
You just don't like being challenged.
I think I hold my own very well, actually. No,
that's not what I said.
Thank you very much.
You don't like being challenged.
Why?
Because when you say something, if I'm like, disagree, and then I say why I disagree, you're like, petty. And I'm just like, do you even know what petty means?
No, because I every time you disagree with something, I'll answer every point that you have. I don't care about being challenged. Challenge me what?
Yeah, but
sometimes,
why is it petty?
Sometimes your challenging is unnecessary challenging. It's
by whose standards?
It's no need for it.
By your standards?
Mine and probably some others as well.
I don't give a fuck.
The Michael Dick Riders will probably be on your side though.
Yeah, well then the Michael Dick Riders have a brain. I'm sorry, like
wow, whoa. So what? Anyone involved with me doesn't have a brain?
No, anyone that thinks that they're above being pushed back on
No, I don't think I'm above being pushed back on.
Then why
I'm not Mrs. Smarty Pants over here. Do you know what I'm saying? We have a lot of back forths. Sometimes you might say stuff and I agree. Yeah. Sometimes you might say stuff and I disagree. And whatever, it's part of our channel to have the difference of opinions. But in some scenarios, I think you nitpick when it's unnecessary to.
But you already knew that about me coming into this. I nitpick everything.
So you admit you're a bit,
yeah,
you're a bit petty.
I think it's not
just
petty.
Say it. Just say it.
It's not
just
petty.
It's
not petty to take what somebody's saying and explore it a little bit more. Because what you like to do is you like to make very blanket comments, and I'm like, well, whatever. That's not entirely true.
Whatever.
And then when I start, you're like, okay.
Yeah, because sometimes talking to you is like talking to a brick wall, and I can't get through this wall. So I'm like, do you know what? Mirror? I give up.
Have you looked in the mirror? How dare you?
What does that mean?
I'm not the brick wall here. You are the brick wall. When I say certain things to you, you go, instead of, I've never, ever, no matter how many times we disagree, gone, okay, Sab, okay, Sab, okay.
Yeah, because you haven't had to explain your point 10 times and then
I'm sorry,
the other person just still.
Aren't you, wait, hold on. Are you not here talking to me? Does that not mean I am also explaining the same thing to you?
No, because I noticed it, yeah. I watched one of our videos back the other day.
Right.
And I must have answered some good answers to what you was pushing me back on. And every time I answered something that was good, you didn't agree with it, you didn't disagree with it, you moved on and you changed it and started talking about something else.
What video was this?
Most probably, I'm going to say the you can't love animals and eat meat video. I watched it back and there was a few different scenarios where I answered your question so good and you just basically...
Can you give me one example? Just one. Because we watched two different videos.
I tell you what, because this video has gone really long, I'll find it tomorrow, I'll timestamp it and I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah?
Because I watched it back and I was like...
Okay. And I watched it back and I was like...
Yeah, but me and you clearly hear different things. You think I'm being petty and I'm just answering your questions or trying to pull things apart.
Okay.
There you go again. We're done. We're done with this video.
Are we finished?
Yeah.
It's a wrap?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.